World News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Good day. This is World News in 5 here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. Russia said on Wednesday it is closely monitoring the situation in Syria and is in contact with those who are currently controlling the situation. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov highlighted Russia's need to ensure the security of its diplomatic facilities and its military bases in Syria, where Russian troops were based for years, supporting the Syrian military in the country's civil war. Peskov's comments came days after Syrian rebels moved into Damascus and forced President Bashar al-Assad from power. It is noted that Assad fled to Russia, where Russian officials said he was granted asylum. Assad's fall also dealt a blow to Iran's interest in the region, cutting off a land delivery route for weapons to the Iran-backed Hezbollah militant group in Lebanon, as well as territory in which Iranian militias could operate. In other news overseas, United States President Joe Biden has approved a new national security memorandum ahead of President-elect Donald Trump's return to the White House that could serve as a roadmap for the incoming administration as it looks to counter growing cooperation among China, Iran, North Korea, and Russia. The said memorandum was shaped to be a document that could help the next administration build its approach from day one on how it deals with the tightening relationships involving America's most prominent adversaries and competitors, according to two senior administration officials. The officials, who spoke on the condition of anonymity under ground rules set by the White House, said the classified memorandum would not be made public because of the sensitivity of some of its findings. The document includes 4 broad recommendations, including improving U.S. government interagency cooperation, speeding up the sharing of information with allies about the 4 adversaries, calibrating the U.S. government's use of sanctions and other economic tools for maximum effectiveness, and bolstering preparation to manage simultaneous crises involving the adversaries. The U.S. for many years has been concerned about cooperation among the 4 countries. Coordination has accelerated between the countries in the aftermath of Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022. And news from the Philippine Foreign Service Post, the Philippines, Japan, and the United States convened the inaugural Trilateral Maritime Dialogue last Tuesday in Tokyo. The Philippine delegation was headed by Foreign Affairs Undersecretary for Bilateral Relations and ASEAN Affairs, Maria Teresa P. Lazaro, joined by senior officials of the Department of National Defense, National Security Council, Philippine Coast Guard, and Armed Forces of the Philippines. The Japanese delegation was headed by Assistant Foreign Minister for Southeast and Southwest Asian Affairs, Mr. Nakamura Ryo, while the U.S. delegation was headed by National Security Council Senior Director and Special Assistant to the President Dr. Mira Rapp Hooper. The dialogue was a significant milestone in demonstrating the deepening cooperation of the Philippines, Japan, and the U.S. on maritime concerns, as well as their enduring commitment to uphold the free, open, and secure Indo-Pacific through the rules-based international order that adheres to international law, particularly UNCLOS and the 2016 Arbitral Award. The three sides had open and dynamic discussions on strategic perspectives on regional maritime issues, institutionalizing trilateral cooperation, and future policy plans, among others. They emphasized that the trilateral maritime dialogue will serve as a durable foundation for coordination and cooperation in addressing challenges and complexities of the regional maritime landscape. The inaugural Trilateral Maritime Dialogue was an outcome of the first ever Philippines-Japan-US Trilateral Summit held last April 2024. At the conclusion of the dialogue, Undersecretary Lazaro announced the Philippines' willingness to host the second Trilateral Maritime Dialogue in the year 2025. And that concludes today's edition of World News in 5 for Radyo Pilipinas World Service. This has been Steph Vicente. Good day and stay safe, everyone.
World News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.